Cargo e-bikes are everywhere right now. Every company claims they have the best value, the most features, and the smoothest ride. So where does all-new KingBull Voyager 2.0 fit in? With a Bafang motor, Samsung battery, torque sensor, hydraulic brakes, and a massive 450-pound payload, it certainly looks impressive on paper. But specs don't tell the whole story. Today we're putting it to the test to find out this is actually one of the best cargo e-bikes you can buy. Guys, welcome back to the O family. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we're taking a closer look at the all-new KingBull Voyager 2.0 cargo e-bike.
Okay.
Over the past few years, KingBull has built a reputation for offering feature-packed e-bikes with premium components and competitive prices. And on paper, the Voyager 2.0 certainly looks promising. It comes equipped with a 750-watt Bafang rear hub motor, a Samsung battery, a responsive torque sensor, hydraulic disc brakes, 20x4-inch fat tires, and an impressive 450-pound payload capacity. But as always, specs only tell part of the story. The real question is, how does it actually perform out on the road?
I don't know.
So in today's video, we'll cover everything from the unboxing and assembly to the design features, ride quality, speed, braking performance, and of course my honest pros and cons to help you decide if the KingBull Voyager 2.0 is worth your hard-earned money.
Okay.
So with that being said, let's get started.
Let's get it started.
As usual, let's cut this open. I like it when it's not too hard to open. Oh yeah.
As you can see, KingBull did a really nice job with the packaging. There's plenty of styrofoam and zip ties throughout the box to keep everything protected during shipping. Let's cut everything open and see what else we get.
A few moments later.
And here's our first look at the Voyager 2.0. Wow. I have to say, I'm really liking the overall design, especially this orange color. The Voyager 2.0 is available in two colors, orange and gray. We have our front wheel with a commuter-style tread that should work well for everyday riding, along with the front fender. Inside the smaller box, KingBull includes the foot pegs, a chain lock, toolkit, cargo ropes, left and right pedals, derailleur guard, some extra zip ties to clean up the wiring, and both the quick assembly guide and owner's manual. They also include an additional longer handlebar, so you can swap that out depending on your preference. We have a 54.6 volt, 3 amp charger, the seat post, a center kickstand, a side view mirror, and even a small manual air pump. And that's pretty much everything that comes in the box. So now, let's get the Voyager 2.0 put together. Starting with the front wheel, I'm removing the through axle, sliding it through the wheel, and getting everything into position. Just make sure the brake rotor slides cleanly between the brake pads, then tighten everything down on both sides. Next, I'm loosening the bolts on the stem so I can rotate it into the correct position. Once it's lined up with the front wheel, I'll tighten those bolts back down. For the handlebar, just remove the front plate, set the handlebar into place, reinstall the plate, and tighten everything evenly. You can always fine-tune the angle later to whatever feels most comfortable. Next up is the headlight and front fender. These mount together using the same bolt up top, and then I'll secure the fender to both sides of the front fork. Now we can slide in the seat post and adjust it to the right height. I'm also going to loosen up the brake levers, controls, thumb throttle, and display so I can adjust everything to a comfortable position for me. Next are the rear foot pegs. The metal bracket goes on first, followed by the plastic cover, and then we'll secure everything with the included screws. Same exact process on the other side, and finally we'll install the pedals. Remember, the right pedal tightens clockwise, while the left pedal is reverse threaded and tightens counterclockwise. I'll finish things off by installing these rubber caps to cover the exposed bolts on the stem, and that's it. The KingBull Voyager 2.0 is fully assembled and ready to go. Alright, now let's take a closer look at some of the specs and features on the KingBull Voyager 2.0 because there's actually quite a bit packed into this bike. Starting with rider fit, the seat adjusts from about 32.7 inches at its lowest point up to 39.3 inches at its highest, and KingBull recommends this bike for riders roughly 5'2" all the way up to 6'6". Personally, I think somewhere around 5'3" to 6 feet is probably going to be that really comfortable sweet spot, but but obviously that's going to depend on your inseam and riding preference. As far as weight goes, the Voyager 2.0 comes in at around 76 pounds. So for a cargo e-bike, it's definitely not ridiculously heavy, but it's not exactly lightweight either. And despite that, you have an impressive 450-pound total payload capacity, with the extended rear rack itself rated to carry up to 180 pounds. Powering everything is a 750-watt Bafang brushless rear hub motor paired with a 48-volt 15-amp-hour Samsung battery. That gives you 720 watt-hours of capacity. KingBull claims up to 60 miles of range, of course, depending on things like rider weight, terrain, speed, and how much pedal assist you're using. As far as speed goes, you can get up to 28 miles per hour with pedal assist, while the throttle tops out at 20 miles per hour. So you're getting Class 3 pedal assist performance, with the throttle limited to Class 2 speeds. You're also riding on these big 20 by 4 inch puncture resistant fat tires, and up front we've got an adjustable suspension fork. You can adjust the preload here, and there's also a lockout, which is nice if you're riding on smoother pavement and don't really need the suspension. For stopping power, we've got hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors front and rear, which is definitely something I like seeing on a heavier cargo bike like this. Now moving up to the handlebars, we've got this nice 4-inch color display. It's big, bright, and really easy to read. Your speed is right in the center, battery level is up top, and your pedal assist level is over here on the left. Using the controls, you can cycle through your odometer, trip mileage, battery voltage, ride time, and even your current draw. You've also got your power button along with plus and minus for changing your pedal assist level, and there's a walk assist mode as well. Over here we have a separate control for the headlight and horn. And right next to that is your thumb throttle. Then on the other side, you've got your Shimano 7-speed shifter. Everything is laid out pretty nicely and easy to reach without having to take your hands off the handlebars. Overall, there's definitely a lot packed into the Voyager 2.0, especially when you consider the price point. But specs are one thing. The real test is how all of this actually feels out on the road. So let's take it outside and go for a ride.
Alright, let's go ahead and turn the bike on. It's a nice and beautiful day here. I love the screen here. I can clearly see the speedometer. Direct sunlight, I can clearly see the screen. And this bike, it's light enough that I can pedal like a regular bike. So let me show you guys right here. Oh yeah, just lightly pedaling, going about 7 miles per hour, 8, no problem at all. And the bike feels super light. Go ahead and start with pedal assist 1. So how it does. I do feel motor kicking in, lightly 10 miles per hour, 11. Let's go into pedal assist 2. I have motor kicking in a little more. So a quick brake check. Brake is great. Let me go ahead and do pedal assist 3 now. I do feel more power kicking in from the motor, going about 14.8 at the moment, 17. Pedal assist 4. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is a torque sensor. Yeah. It's not cadence sensor, so which means the harder you pedal, you will feel more power. As you can see, the harder I pedal, I feel more power from the motor. It's going about 20 miles per hour. Pedal assist 4. Let me go on to pedal assist 5. See here. Oh yeah, the adjustable front fork definitely feels smooth. You do not feel bumps. Okay, let me see. Right here on the main road, mid pedal. 21, 24, 25. It says I could go up to 28 miles per hour using pedal assist only. I'm gonna use a thumb throttle. This should get me up to 20 miles per hour. Yeah, it's going 20, exactly at 20 miles per hour using the thumb throttle. 20.1, easily cruising. And like I said, this bike, I think it's a what, 78, 76 pounds. It feels light. And with that 20 by 4 inch fat tire, I do feel that it's really easy to control. And the way the seat is set up, kind of low to the ground, really stable. Let me turn here. Oh yeah, super easy, as you guys can see, to maneuver. Pedal assist 5. See if I can get to max speed. 27, 28. Oh yeah, 28 was the highest definitely. That's class 3 using pedal assist. thumb throttle, it'll go up to 20, which is class 2. So this bike is legal in almost most states. Getting stricter nowadays with how many miles you can go. The max speed can't exceed 20 miles or 28 miles. You gotta wear a helmet if you're under 16, which I understand. You can't go on the sidewalk past 15 miles per hour. So many rules nowadays, because there's so many not responsible riders out there. So let me see here. 21, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28. Woo! Yeah, those suspension feels great. These little bumps, you don't feel as much. What do I think this bike is for? That's for all ages, from young teens to adults, ladies, elders who really wants to get an e-bike. But some e-bikes could be intimidating, scary, with so much power, not being able to control. For beginner riders, this will be perfect for all ages and all skill level, from beginners to advanced. Anybody can ride this bike. For the price point, you are getting bang for your buck. It's very sturdy, comfortable, doesn't feel cheap and plastic. It's feel quality built. As usual, let's check out the suspension on this grassy road. Bumpy and hilly here. See how it can handle.
The KingBull Voyager 2.0 has honestly been a really fun and easy bike to ride. What I like about it is that even though it's a cargo e-bike, it doesn't feel big or intimidating once you get moving. I think this would be a great option for newer riders or anyone who might be a little hesitant about getting on a bigger, more powerful e-bike. The torque sensor eases the power in nice and smoothly. It's easy to control, and the front suspension does a good job soaking up bumps and keeping the ride comfortable. But at the same time, you still have the versatility of a cargo bike, whether you're commuting, running errands, carrying extra gear, or taking the kids along for a ride. Overall, it's just a comfortable, practical e-bike that's really easy to get on and enjoy.
Alright guys, after spending some time with the KingBull Voyager 2.0, let's go over some of my pros and cons, and like always, these are just my personal opinions. You might feel completely different, and honestly, I'm nitpicking a few of these. Starting with the cons, number one, I really wish this bike had turn signals, especially on a cargo e-bike that's designed to be ridden around town. I think having front and rear turn signals would have been a really nice safety feature. Number two would be the seat. It's fine for shorter rides, but after being on the bike for a while, I did start wishing it had a little more cushioning. The good thing is that's an easy upgrade. You can always swap it out for a larger, more comfortable seat. And my final con really isn't necessarily a negative, but just something you should know before buying it. If you're looking for a crazy acceleration and raw power, this probably isn't that type of bike. The Voyager 2.0 is more about a smooth, comfortable, practical riding experience than being an all-out performance bike. Now moving over to the pros, one of the biggest things that impressed me is the overall build quality. The bike feels solid and well put together, and nothing about it feels cheap or overly plastic. I also think KingBull did a good job balancing the size and weight. At around 76 pounds, it's still a substantial bike, but for a cargo e-bike with a 450-pound payload capacity, it's pretty manageable, and that rear rack alone can support up to 180 pounds, which gives you a ton of versatility, whether you're carrying groceries, gear, or whatever you need to bring along. The Bafang motor gives you plenty of power for everyday riding and handle the hills really well during my testing. I also really like the hydraulic brakes, the fat tires, the front suspension, and that big color display. It's bright, easy to read, and everything on the handlebar is laid out really nicely. Overall, I think the Voyager 2.0 makes the most sense for somebody who wants a comfortable, capable cargo e-bike that can do a little bit of everything. Whether you're cruising around the neighborhood, commuting to work, running errands, or carrying extra gear, you're getting a lot of versatility without having to spend premium e-bike money. And with the cost of gas and just about everything else nowadays, having another option for some of those everyday trips definitely doesn't hurt. So after riding and testing it, I think KingBull did a really nice job with the Voyager 2.0. It's not perfect, but for the price, the features, the build quality, and the amount of weight this thing can carry, I think there's a lot of value here. And if you're interested in checking out the KingBull Voyager 2.0 for yourself, I'll leave my affiliated link down in the description below, along with a discount code that'll save you some extra money. And of course, huge thank you to KingBull for sponsoring today's video and sending out the Voyager 2.0 for us to check out. And if you guys found the video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more e-bike reviews and everything else we have coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again to KingBull, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.